Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you so much for tuning in this afternoon. This is our last session of our virtual welcome week for fall 2020. My name is Lori Oldham, and I'm the Student Affairs Coordinator at San Diego City College. And I just want to thank you for joining us. And let me begin by saying that we are just so excited that you have chosen City College to either begin or continue on with your education. City, you will find, is it's a very special place. It's where dreams are birthed and where you'll receive an ultimate student experience. By now, you've probably gotten pretty good at doing Zoom meetings and pretty used to this virtual reality that we're living right now. But as a result, I just want you to know you have been learning marketable skills that you'll be able to sell on your resume. And surely you'll be operating some Zoom meetings in the future, even if it's just to connect with your friends and family, but you'll become a pro. So always looking for a silver lining. And that brings me to, like, even during this time when we are in the middle of a global pandemic, you still have the audacity to dream big. You'll discover that at City College, we're a community that is supportive, and we mentor our students. Our commitment through social justice programming to develop equity and inclusion will meet and cultivate the person you are and will become, which will be one of the finest citizens of the world. It's really our sincere desire to provide you with the highest quality of education that is designed especially with you in mind. And we have a mantra that's very simple, and it's just students first. Everything we do is student driven. So this week we had a lot of terrific activities, and this sadly is our last session, but it's still very exciting. And so you'll get super great information that you can use. We have a wonderful lineup for the remainder of the afternoon. You're going to be hearing from faculty, staff, students, clubs, a lot of different student-centered programming and the like. So without further ado, just want you to know this week is all about you. We are so glad that you chose City. So let's get started. I'd like to introduce our first presenter, and this is Dottie Cordell. I'm going to spotlight you, Dottie. Dottie is one of the treasures at San Diego City College. Her work is from her heart, and her passion is our students. So I'm going to go ahead and spotlight you, Dottie, and I'll let you take it away. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's so great to connect via these Zooms. I get to try to see you students out there and feel connected and feel connected with my friends and colleagues here. I can't thank Dean Perez and Lori Oldham and Tia Pickens and everyone at City that's given our center, our department, the opportunity to speak to you students. So my name is Dottie Cordell. I'm the director of the Student Health Clinic, and I'm a nurse, and I'm here to talk to you today about the Student Health Clinic, and also want to tell you about the incredible mental health counseling services that we have at City College. Again, I wish we could be here in person with you. We have a fabulous state-of-the-art clinic in the A building that we give mental health and physical health out of the same building. And I know this may seem a little bit out of order, but hey, it's Friday. It's a heat wave. We're coming up on the weekend. We've probably all had a tough week. I want to give you a moment it's just 1 minute video, and I'm going to ask the dean to cue it up. It's a video that you'll find on our Student Health Center website, and it's going to give you a 1 minute tour through the clinic to show you what we have for you in person when we all get back. But I also want to tell you how much we're going to be able to serve you in this current time, in this current pandemic, in the virtual world. But if we're able to, Dean Perez, I'd love to see if we could share that
Okay.
video of the Student Health Center.
Sounds good. Let me share my screen, and then Lori, if you'll spotlight my screen so it will show the video.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Let me...
We are ready.
Health Center. The Student Health Center is comprised of mental health counseling and the Student Health Clinic. Any student can come in at any time and present as a walk-in. If we're free and available, we'll take someone right there. If someone is in a crisis, we will always see them face-to-face to evaluate. And people can make appointments by walking in or by calling us.
We are a one-stop shop and can help meet your physical and emotional needs. We have a doctor, nurse practitioners, and nurses here.
Any student who is enrolled in at least one class at City College is able to come in and be evaluated.
Anything at all, if you have any physical concerns whatsoever, whether it's a cold or a stomach ache, asthma issues, you need your prescription refilled, we function like a regular doctor's office.
Many students at City College do not have health insurance. And while we're not a 24/7 facility, we can help fill in the gaps for both mental and physical care.
Most of our students just come in feeling overwhelmed. And so this is a place to sit down with a counselor that can hear you, that can see you, and then can help you figure out and strategize a plan for your life.
Thank you so much. Oh my goodness, that made me homesick. Wow. So students, you have paid a $20 health fee, and we at City know that's a lot of money. That's hard. We know that maybe 70 or 80% of our students don't have health insurance. We want you to know that when you paid that $20, that our time is for you. It is part of your health fee. It is free to see us. We have a physician, a female doctor that's been with City College for 19 years. I've been there 20 years. One of our nurse practitioners has been there 25 years. Another nurse practitioner has been in the district for 13. So we have hundreds of years of nursing and medical experience, but we have over 70 or 80 years just with serving City College students. It's our passion, it's our home, it's our love. You're the students we want to work with. And again, we know that money is tight, and it's gotten tighter and very, very stressful and hard since the pandemic. So we're not in the physical clinic, but we're still trying to offer you just as much as we possibly can on this computer screen. So I'll talk about physical services first, because I am a nurse and that's my wheelhouse. But again, you have nurse practitioners and a doctor, and we can talk to you by phone, find out what's bothering you, and make you a virtual appointment, a telemedicine appointment on the computer for you, where you can talk about what it is that's bothering you, whether it's a rash, you think your finger's broken, you're having headaches, anything that is bothering you. And a lot of things are bothering all of us in COVID-19 time. Whereas before, you may have gotten a sore throat and you didn't worry about that, or you got a runny nose and you knew you had allergies. But now with all of us, we have signs and symptoms, and we worry that it might be COVID. And that worry turns into stress and anxiety, and it gets bad for all of us. So know that the Student Health Center is open 8:30 to 4:30 Mondays and Thursdays. And on Tuesday and Wednesday, we try to change the hours up a bit based on your classes. And so we're open 10 to 6. Because of budget, on Fridays, we are only open for appointments. But that means if you can't make it anytime Monday through Thursday, call us, we'll make you an appointment if Friday's the only day that works for you. As I said, some things need to be done in person. Obviously, a blood pressure, if you need a TB test, if you need a vaccine, we obviously need to be in person. And right now, because of the pandemic, that's very difficult. But if you talk and have an appointment with someone that can assess you, diagnose you, prescribe, treat, and knows your financial constraints, then we can help you in every way that we can. So if you have a sore throat and the doctor, the nurse practitioner wants to rule out strep throat, we'll order a laboratory and maybe it comes back positive for strep. And then the doctor says, yeah, you need a course of antibiotics. So our time is free and mental health counseling is 100% free. We unfortunately can't afford to pay for laboratories and medications for everybody on campus, but I can guarantee you that we get rock bottom at cost prices, that we're not trying to make money off of any of you. If we get a medication for $3, that's what we charge, and we get the at cost test at the laboratories. So you will get very, very low cost cholesterols or complete blood count, whatever it is that you need. It will be a very affordable price. That being said, I know that $5 is a lot of money. If you are unemployed or just between checks or really, really struggling and you don't have the money, that's okay. Come see us. We will work to get you what you need to keep you healthy. If you can't afford to pay for it, we'll write you something old-fashioned that you younger folks may not have heard of. We'll write you an IOU, and it means, like LOL. IOU means I owe you a little bit of money and I'll pay you when I can. And so the idea is if you have strep throat on Friday, we don't want you waiting until Monday. So we will find a way to get that prescription ordered and in your hands, and we'll worry about how to recoup the costs from you later. The whole reason the Student Health Center exists, you guys, is to help you stay healthy in mind, body, spirit, connections. I want you to know, whether you're calling the mental health number or the student health clinic number, we are there during our open hours and we want to talk to you. We don't want to be doing anything else. So whether you call the nurse or the doctor, because the nurse practitioner or the doctor on our phone line, because you're uncomfortable calling the mental health line and saying that you're very stressed and anxious in this pandemic, then go ahead and call us. We can talk to you too. We're all feeling this. Everyone is feeling this. It's a really hard time. So just know that whatever you're comfortable with, you can enter our Student Health Center through the mental health side of the house or the Student Health Clinic. If I may, Dean Perez, I would love if we could now show the public service announcement that again is just about a 1 or 2 minute video that will further introduce you to some of the faces in our clinic and better start me on to talking about some things about mental health and confidentiality and other things I want to remember. So if we could run that second little video, that would be great.
All right, I will start sharing my screen and then Lori can spotlight the video.
Thank you.
Hey everyone.
Hey, we're from San Diego City College Student Health Center. Did you know that the offering free confidential telemedicine and teletherapy to eligible City College students?
What's teletherapy?
Teletherapy is mental health counseling and support offered via video chat.
Why would I need to do that?
There's a lot going on in the world right now. It's confusing and chaotic and conflicting, and it has a toll on our students. Speaking to a mental health counselor allows them the abilities to balance their own personal stressors while also meeting their academic responsibilities. It's a unique space. It's a non-biased, non-judgmental, and confidential space for them to discuss any issues they're facing.
But does teletherapy even work?
Yes. Overall, the research shows that teletherapy is just as effective as traditional face-to-face counseling in a variety of circumstances.
And is it safe?
Yes, the Student Health Center uses a HIPAA encrypted Zoom account to ensure a secure connection for its students.
What if I live with roommates or family members? How can they ensure that I have the privacy?
Counselors will work with dedication and commitment to support students in creating privacy, whether it is through the use of a safe word or in finding a quiet area in the home, like the bathroom or in the car.
How much do these services cost?
Nothing. Services are free because it's covered by your student health fee.
All right, cool. So is it only available in English?
Sessions are available in multiple languages. Please reach out to find out about our language options.
Okay, so how would I know if teletherapy is necessarily a good fit for my specific needs?
You can visit us at the Student Health Centers website and make sure you click on the Mental Health Counseling tab so you can request an easy and simple phone call consultation with one of our counselors.
Students can also be connected to supportive community referrals to ensure basic needs are being met, such as food, housing, and healthcare, and to learn more about the different virtual support groups that are being offered by the department. Staying connected with peers now is more important than ever.
What if I have questions about COVID-19 or another medical related issue?
The Student Health Center is also students' first stop for their physical health needs. We too have transitioned to the virtual world and are now offering telephone consultations and telemedicine services. Covered by your student health fee, these services are free and confidential for all City College students.
While you're on the Student Health Center's website, make sure to check out the tab for the Student Health Clinic. There you'll find the most up-to-date information related to COVID-19. There you will also be able to request a consultation with a nurse practitioner or a physician. This will give you the opportunity to explore any physical health symptoms you might be experiencing.
So spread the word. Please let your students and any friends or family you have at City College know about these invaluable resources.
Thank you.
Thanks.
We hope to hear from you soon.
Well, that one made me miss my friends. I will just finish up on the physical side before I get into mental health services, and just remind you that we can walk you through your concerns about COVID-19, and we can, if it's decided that maybe you need to get tested, we can work with you to find a free testing site near you. And as was noted in the two videos, just like when we're all in person, we're not a 24/7 service, but we sure can help support your mental and physical health in these times. And the conversion to this virtual world has been done very, very confidentially and safely. Both the mental health and the medical side of the Student Health Center adhere to federal and state law with regard to health information privacy. So when I was a college student, I didn't know if someone would know my private business when I went to the clinic. And you all need to know that that is now against federal and state law. And we all value your privacy, and it is absolutely in a secure, HIPAA encrypted, which means health information privacy encrypted setting that no one can get in. Our charting is secure behind firewalls, and you have no worries that anyone will know that you were seen virtually or not in the Student Health Center or the Mental Health Counseling Center. Your privacy is paramount, and in this virtual world, both the mental health counselors and the medical practitioners have spent a lot of time thinking it through. You know, how will I do this appointment? How will the student assure that they're in a quiet space for that student to talk to us? What will happen if the connection gets cut off? How will we get back with each other? So we spent a lot of time making sure that we could get this up and running well for City College students. So I wanted you to be assured about that. And just, you're gonna hear these words that, heck, I don't know that I heard them much before January of this year. So telecounseling and telemedicine or telehealth. And that simply is about that you are talking to your counselor on this virtual TV screen like setup that we have. It's better than a phone because you can see each other's expressions and better try to get some of the human signs that we all have when we're talking to someone about our problems or anything. And then a telehealth or telemedicine is simply doing the same thing, only talking to a doctor or a nurse practitioner. And again, being able to hold up your leg or your hand or whatever is bothering you, or if you're having back pain, having the nurse practitioner be able to tell you how to work in your seat. Like I say, we can't do 100% of things online, but a lot of it is what you're able to tell the doctor or the nurse practitioner about the history. So a lot of it is talking, and then they will decide if it really is essential that you need to be seen in person. But if we at all can, we will try to handle it virtually. And if it is something that is beyond our scope at the City College Student Health Center, then both mental health and medical health is able to refer you to other clinics or other areas, other sites in San Diego that can meet your needs. Again, with the years and years and years of experience that we've all had in the center, people are very well versed in trying to help you. And again, I'm just gonna defer mental health for one more minute and just mention what was mentioned in the video. That is that what may be bothering you right now is that you don't have enough money, don't have enough food. We obviously don't have a bank account at City, but we sure as heck can try to help you with that also. And that is in terms of various churches or community centers in San Diego that may be having food distribution. And thankfully and gratefully, through the efforts of Loriolda Marciano Perez and Tia Pickens and the student affairs staff at City College, we have done food distributions in the past. They were in person, they were twice a month. Our dean is trying to work to get it twice a month, but right now, I believe that we will very soon be launching at least a once a month contact-free, meaning that we would put a box of food in the back seat or trunk of your car and have you drive through. So again, we know that about 50 or 60, well, 50 something percent of City College students were food insecure before the pandemic hit. And we know that nothing's gotten better since March. So please, I'm asking you to reach out to us in student health, mental health, but also if you call any division in student services, hopefully they can help connect you to a person and a department. I also want you to know that I will type in our phone numbers on the chat. I want you to know that we've got active web pages for you if you like to skim and get your information that way. And both mental health and student health has an active Instagram account if you do IG more. Okay, I'll stop talking about all of that. The Mental Health Counseling Center at City College is not run by me, a nurse. It is run by Miss Leslie Easton. She is a licensed clinical social worker. She has, I believe, 1.5 other counselors. LCSWs are marriage and family therapists, I've forgotten, but they are licensed and highly professional certified mental health therapists. And some adjunct other people that work for a section of the week, taking appointments with students. And then, and I can brag because this isn't my program, I do believe that the Mental Health Counseling Center at City College is one of the best in California, if not the nation. It is a vibrant, active, core part of San Diego City College. It is a department that sponsors workshops and connections and groups all the time. If you plug into their Instagram or check their website, you will see that they provide individual counseling to any student. You don't need to have Medi-Cal. You don't need to be enrolled in 12 units. If you have half a unit, you are entitled to free mental health counseling from our really incredibly skilled and qualified and caring and concerned therapists. So they will individually counsel you. But again, we all know that, especially in these times, sometimes it may not be just related to you. It may be you and your significant other. It may be you and your kids, you and your teenager, you and your mother, whoever. They do couples and group counseling, and only one person in that group or couple needs to be an enrolled City College student. The video, or the PSA as we like to call it, mentions that counseling at City College is provided in, to my knowledge, at least 3 languages. You saw from our PSA that it is a diverse staff of wonderful people, of all sorts of different life experiences. The Mental Health Counseling Center offers a group for relationships, healthy relationships. And again, I think all of us can try to get healthier. They offer one, and both Leslie and I and Dean Perez are very involved in an LGBTQI group on campus, creating safe spaces for that community and offering workshops and groups for that community. There is an active, this campus is devoted to racial equity, equity among all groups, support of the Black Lives Matter initiative, and trying to lift all people, all of our students up, and help all of us to succeed and be able to live as a happy, as good as we are able to life. I think you know what I mean. I believe that I have left out one thing. if you find yourself for some reason, and I don't think you will right away, on campus and you suffer a campus accident, I want you to know that accidents that occur on the college campus in the district facilities are covered as part of your student health fee. So if you don't remember to hear from me once we get back on campus, please remember that if you slip on a rainy day and turn your ankle, please remember to get some accident paperwork filled out with you, and we will send that on to the district and to the student accident coverage plan that we have. And I'm going to stop talking for a moment and check in with my friends and colleagues, Lori Oldham and Dean Perez, and see if I've left anything out, especially about our terrific mental health counseling center.
Dottie, I just want to just say thank you so much for such a comprehensive overview of both the student health clinic and the mental health counseling departments. I would, excuse me, for students, if I'm a student and I'm having, I get to see somebody for free because of the costs of my health fee covers that.
I'm sorry, I'm having trouble hearing in my age. Lori, what was that last part?
If I'm a student and I need assistance from your department or the mental health department or mental health services, is there a cost for me? Is it like, is my fee,
Yes, I'm really happy to say that $20 fee that maybe was a stretch for you to afford, that everything I've talked about is covered, with the exception of laboratories and meds. But again, I've also told you that we're going to try to work with you on that. Our job is not to withhold those things, but to try to find a way to get them to you, and we'll work out the IOU at a later date. So free, free after your health fee, confidential, highly qualified, and people that have love you and found their passion at City College and want to care for you. And I know you guys may not believe me or think it's a canned speech, but we miss you so much. We want to be there. Everybody here does. And we can't find you if you don't reach out to us. And we know there's needs, and please just open up and reach out to us, and we will try our darndest as a family to try to help you.
And that's the absolute truth. So speaking about family, can you hear me okay, Dottie?
I'm trying.
So what if I am experiencing relationship problems with my family member or with a partner, and I would want those folks to come in with me? Is there any additional cost for me to bring people in with me that I might be experiencing relationship problems with?
Absolutely not. There's no additional cost. Mental health counseling is free. It is a short-term model. Short-term meaning we know that counseling isn't as easy as putting a Band-Aid on something. Counseling may take a number of appointments. Usually it tries to be based in a semester type model. Again, not so much that all problems can be handled in a semester, but that, we have to acknowledge that we are not there 24/7, and we have a fairly significant school break in the winter from around mid-December till almost February. So, your counselor will work with you as needed and try to transition you towards the end of the semester. And then if you need to see someone again and you are enrolled, they will begin seeing you again. We have had appointments, you all, where a group of girlfriends stopped getting along. Go figure, right? And those three friends were able to get appointments and try to work out their problems, their issues. And again, whether if you live alone, loneliness can be an issue now during this quarantine. If you're living with a lot of people in your house and you're kind of feeling like you're stepping over each other, that's a source of stress. There is nothing good about this virus, but if there's one thing that I hope for, that we are all together struggling so much, is that the stigma of seeking mental health care will be diminished during this time. There should be no reason why a person should be able to say to any of us, hey, I feel really crummy, I've got a cold, I've been sick all weekend, coughing and sneezing. But somebody doesn't say to you, hey, I've been so depressed, I haven't gotten out of bed for 4 days. Those are the same things, you guys. If your head isn't feeling good or your body isn't, we need to make it very normal to seek help. I have been saying this all week. I've been saying it for a lot of my life. There is no one, I believe, that can't benefit from talking to someone about the difficulties they're experiencing. There's no magic cure, but somehow talking to someone on a regular basis that isn't your mom or your auntie or your cousin that's going to give you advice or not really hear you, it changes things. It helps. No miracles, maybe right off, but it helps. And so I can't encourage you enough. Folks, you will find out maybe if you're young and newly out of high school, it's really expensive to go see a mental health counselor out in the world, in the community. So please take advantage of our really highly trained therapists at City College that have an absolutely incredible program.
Well, I'm feeling that love, Dottie, and I appreciate your compassion and your warmth, and just for having such an inviting spirit with our students who are viewing us right now. That's one of the things that you'll find about City, is that we are really special in that way, in that we care about our students' mind, body, and spirit. And we truly do treat the whole student. So thank you so much for your compassion and for being such a treasure at San Diego City College, Dottie. We appreciate you so much.
Thank you. I hope I didn't talk too long.
We appreciate you. All that information is information that we can all use.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Take care. And we're going to transition. It is my honor and privilege to present our next presenter. I'd like to introduce Dr. Adon Sanchez, and he is here to talk about the Severe and Intercultural Centers at San Diego City College. So without further ado, I am going to spotlight you and let you take it away, sir. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Lori, for having me. Hello, everyone. My name is Adon Sanchez. And as Lori mentioned, I work with the Title V grant as the activity director. What that means is that San Diego City College has been designated because of the student population that we have as a Hispanic student institution, which means that we have the opportunity and the privilege to really create intentional and sustainable, ideally sustainable efforts that are going to help our students, not just to support them, but also empower them and being able to advocate for them in a more impactful way, and being able to support a large population that we have at San Diego City College who identify as Latino, Latina, Latinx, Chicana, Chicano, Chicanx. And so that's the opportunity that we have at City College, and some of the information that I'm going to share with you. Let me share my screen with you all right now. All right. So it's that comes out of there is our SUVID Intercultural Centers, which SUVID is the acronym for Students Uplifted by Instructional Reform. It's something that you can follow us on social media. So we try to have updates there, not just specifically from our centers, but also key information and resources that San Diego City College offers our students, what we feel we need to also resend that information so that students can gather that information as as frequent as possible and as soon as possible as well. And so in terms of our sous vide centers and spaces, we have some that have been already open and developed, but we have some new ones coming up, and that were in the works at the end of the spring semester and over the summer. Because of the pandemic, and we had we had to move to remote services and this virtual world. We wanted to, we needed to move in that direction. So we do have these physical spaces on campus, but unfortunately they're not available right now for student access or anyone to access. And so we're creating websites for all of them so that they can serve as virtual spaces where we can provide information, resources, services for all of our students and also for our campus community. And so we have the first one that I want to highlight is the S Hub, which is it's called the S Hub because it's located in the S building, and it's really to support students in the STEM fields. And so students, who are interested in STEM or are currently STEM majors in the sciences, technology, engineering, and math areas, we can provide the support for them. And so we have this space in there at City College. We also have another one that's the M Hub because it's located again in the M building. And that is a partnership that we have with Associated Students Government. And it focuses on leadership because it's connected to Associated Students Government. However, we're trying to create a little bit more of an intentional approach, again, to how to support our students, especially those who identify as Latinx and Chicanx. Want to highlight right now too is that these spaces, the way that we're trying to present them and do the work for our students, it's the way to be very mindful of our students' multiple identities that they hold and the way that they intersect on a daily basis. And what we mean by that is that we know, this population who identifies as Latino, Latina, Latinx, Chicana, Chicano, Chicanx. There's also other layers to that identity. Students who identify as first generation, who identify, their gender identity, their socioeconomic status, students who are veterans, students who are parents, students who are, formerly incarcerated or former foster youth. All of these identities and roles that you have, have an impact and have influenced the way that you experience life and the way that you experience City College. And so we at City College, we really want to be mindful that you are all of these things at the same time. And we want to make sure that you feel validated. We want to make sure that you feel supported. And we want you to embrace all of these identities because they are you. And so that's how, these centers have been developed. And so the next one that I want to highlight that it's going to be new are the next two, which one is our Pride Hub, focusing to support our lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer plus communities. And then next in that same physical space in the L building, we're going to have the connection with providing resources and services specifically for women and for women identified students. And then the last of our spaces that is a little bit more developed already because it's been a couple of years is our resource center that has on supporting the undocumented student experience. It is this one, just like all of our other spaces, they have this focus, but that doesn't mean that it's only for those students. Of course, we want to welcome all of our students, either who want to learn about these specific populations or want to understand a little bit more about these populations, as we want to not just support our students who identify in these with these identities, but also help the rest of our campus community understand a little bit more about what does it mean to have these lived experiences. So that one already has its own website. It's, you can see it on the screen, sdccd.edu/streamer. And you can find a lot of our information in there. So I'm going to highlight that one specifically just because, again, it's the one that's been already been the most developed. So the Severe Dreamer Resource Center, again, supports an inclusive campus culture that we have at San Diego City College. in a way to empower undocumented students, to achieve, again, I think Lori just mentioned it, Dottie just mentioned it, this holistic approach of supporting our students. So be able to achieve both your academic and personal pursuits. We want you to become active members of our communities. And the only way that we can do it is we provide the support both inside of the classroom and outside of the classroom. Some of the highlights of what's happening in this center and right now virtually is that we want to continue to engage with you. We want to support you, and we want to find ways to empower you. One of those ways is through our one-on-one appointments with our counselor, Noel Puga. He'll be able to meet with you and talk about, your academic needs, career needs, personal, counseling as well. And at the same time, he's very knowledgeable about, the different layers and the different spectrum of our undocumented population, whether you're the one who's undocumented, a family member is undocumented, and you have a mixed status family. And so he's really knowledgeable, and you can sign up on our website, again, sdcity.edu/dreamer, in terms of what he can help you with by signing up for one of his appointments. Also, through a partnership that we have the opportunity to refer you to free immigration consultations. And so you'll be able to meet with these lawyers who can help you with different paperwork, and they are a reliable source in terms of providing your information in a confidential, private way, so that you feel comfortable meeting with them. And we were meeting with students, or they were meeting with students in person before, but right now they are meeting over the phone and via Zoom, for example. And so that opportunity still can happen. Also facilitated by Counselor Noel Puga. He does healing circles. What that means is that it's an opportunity for students who identify with the undocumented experience to connect with each other, connect with Noel, to be able to talk about your experience as an undocumented student at San Diego City College, and being able to figure out, how can you each other support as a community, but also for Noel to provide actual, services, information, resources at that point as well. If you are open and willing to meet with others in a close environment, and again, those who are doing them via Zoom right now. We ended up trying at the end of the spring semester, because of the pandemic, faculty Zoom office hours. As a first generation student myself, meaning that I was the first one in my family to go to college, a lot of our students who have that same experience can feel a little bit intimidated about office hours. What does that mean? What do I do? How do I talk to the professor at that point? And so being able to have these faculty members who understand the undocumented student experience, and being able to meet with students then can hopefully help you understand a little bit more about what that experience is like, and will help you navigate, other faculty's office hours, now that you experience that. Also, we're hoping, just like at the end of the spring semester, we're hoping to do a lot more virtual programs. We had some dialogues, and so we're going to do the same dialogues in the fall semester. We usually have topics or themes that hopefully people will want to talk about, and some students show up and share a lot. Some students share a little bit, not just about their personal experiences, but about the topic that we have at hand. We held a couple of book readings in the spring semester, and that was very successful. It was an opportunity for the author, who both of them were actually faculty at San Diego City College. They were able to share this book that they authored or co-authored, and at the same time, we had the opportunity and the privilege to ask specific questions about their writing and the process of that that took place. Artivism is another piece that we've done in the past, and we hope to continue in the spring semester. That one's a little bit tricky because we can't really provide the materials for students to do some art, but it's a way for us to connect both our artistic skills, and I know that's the spectrum, that's an experience in itself of what we consider art, but also being able to connect it in terms of activism and what does it mean art in that form. So we're trying to figure out how to, present that to our students, but it's something that we are hoping to do in the near future. And then also we have different workshops that we either partner with our different departments at San Diego City College or off campus within the district to be able to, again, support our undocumented students. After the DACA decision or latest decision in June, we had a couple of sessions by some lawyers that we partnered with, to be able to provide what does that decision mean and what's still the work that we need to do. And again, these are not just for undocumented students, but it's also for allies, whether you're a student or also, faculty staff have attended those in the past so that they can be a little bit more informed in how to support our students when they meet with someone. Also, a lot of the information that we have, we're trying to make it in Spanish. Again, as a Hispanic civil institution, we know that Spanish is a strong language that our students and our families use. And so we're trying to push as much of our content to be in Spanish as well. It's the same information that I just presented in English, and it's an opportunity for us to, again, be more intentional and be more mindful of our student population and knowing that Spanish is the preferred language for a lot of our students and their family members, so that, again, you feel that we hear you, we see you, and we want to support you. And luckily, a lot of our staff speak Spanish, and so we can offer that option as well. And that's all I have, Lori.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sanchez. I just want to reiterate to students and our viewers out there that San Diego City College really is a special place, and we meet students where they're at, and we bring you in. And once you're in, we don't let go until, well, we want you to go and complete and graduate and transfer. But while you're here in the journey that you are taking at San Diego City College, you'll see that we have caring people that really care about the whole person of who you are, your families, your situation, your circumstances. And I just want to thank you so much, Dr. Sanchez, for just bringing this wonderful information to our viewers. Thank you for the great work that you're doing in your role, and we just appreciate you so much.
Thank you for having me, Lauren.
Thank you. Enjoy your weekend and get some rest. Thanks again. Appreciate you. All right, we're going to transition over to our next presenter, and I would like to, I believe that they've hopped in. I see Yanira is here. Yanira, are you here to present by yourself, or are we waiting for another person? Are you ready to begin?
I think Miriam should be hopping on. I know that she's going to be speaking on behalf of City Women Rock, but I can go ahead and begin to speak regarding CalWorks.
Oh, that's great, Yanira. So will we be able to see your screen? Will you be?
Yes. Yeah, you can go ahead and share the screen.
And I see Miriam just joined us as well. So if you're ready to begin, I'll let you begin and let Miriam, however which way you'd like to do it.
Okay, let me just, I don't know if Miriam has a particular PowerPoint that she wants us to share, or
took a while to get my stuff set up.
Well, I have you spotlighted. Miriam, thank you so much for coming. Welcome. We appreciate you being here. We appreciate Yanira being here. So without further ado, I'll let you take it away, introduce yourself, and everything that you all do in your wonderful office.
Sure, thank you for having us. So Yanira and I work in the CalWorks office. I'm the counselor coordinator, and Yanira is our administrative technician. The CalWorks program serves families who are receiving cash assistance from the county. So we are not a social services program. We are a community college program, but we do partner with the social services office. So we have, basically, our partnership ensures that all students who are receiving cash aid are meeting their welfare to work requirements, but we also make sure to collaborate with the county that students are also receiving all of their support services. So support services could look like this. It can be funds for childcare. It can be funds for all the required educational material, and it could be funds for transportation. So that's the social services side. On the community college side, we have wonderful counselors who are there to provide academic counseling, career counseling, and personal counseling as well. We have counselors that are very diverse. We have Spanish speaking counselor, and myself, I'm an Arabic speaking counselor. We also, on the college side, in addition to the counseling services, we have a lot of really great educational student engagement activities, such as workshops. And some of the workshops we focus on strategies on how to take notes or take tests. Some of them are focused on more strategies on relationship or living a healthy lifestyle. We sometimes run these workshops on our own, and sometimes we hire very dynamic speakers to help us out. Other activities that we have celebrations where we recognize all of the achievements that our students have. So I can honestly say not only do we serve families, but we really are in our program a family. Every single one of our CalWorks students, their parents, because you have to be a parent in order to participate in CalWorks. I'm a parent myself. Yanira's a parent as well, and we completely get it. We understand that the many challenges to being a parent and also having a busy life. Another great opportunity that we have within CalWorks is called the CalWorks Work Study Program. Work Study allows students to work on campus part-time. Students can choose which departments they'd like to work with as long as there's a need, and all of the income that students earn, it does not count against their cash aid. So it's a great way to earn extra money, but it's also a wonderful way to meet and interact with faculty and staff on campus. I myself was a work study student, so I know firsthand the benefits of the work study program. If you are a parent or if you know somebody that is attending college who is a parent, please refer them to our office. Even if you have not applied for CalWorks services, we can help gear you to the right direction, or if you have applied, we can help check your eligibility. But we definitely would love to help you out and have you part of our program. Yanira, do you want to add anything?
No, I think you summed that up perfect. So.
Okay, thank you so much. So now I want to talk about another program. You probably noticed my background here, City Women Rock. City Women Rock is a program that I help coordinate along with a group of phenomenal women on our campus. And these women are in various roles in various departments. We just all came together and made extraordinary achievements happen to help support our women identified students on campus. City Women Rock was formed in 2016, and in 2017 we kicked off our first event. So initially started as a one-day student summit annually, and now that we've seen the success and we've seen that there's definitely an overwhelming need, it has spiraled into a program where we have events throughout the semester, whether they're workshop events or they're a week-long sisterhood spectacular event. And then it's also we also have a spin-off where we started a club too. So if you do identify as a woman and you do want to have a group of women that you want to connect with, you could either join the club or you can put your name on an interest list to be a part of one of our student summits. It's still a fairly new program, I like to say, even though 2016 sounds like a long time ago. But we're very intentional and very careful with what we're doing with the program because we want to make sure that we are providing exactly the support that our women identified students need. And Lori is actually part of the committee and very, very active. Lori, do you want to add anything else?
I think you did a really wonderful job, Miriam, as usual. So we do have the City Women Rock Club at San Diego City College. And for those who are interested, Miriam, is where can they contact you at? So how can they get involved? And can you talk a little bit about our Instagram account so that people can see in action, like the membership? It's just been such a phenomenal experience. And I know that any student that joins us will experience something spectacular that they've never experienced before, and only something that City College gives. I'm not kidding you, so I can't tell you enough how much City cares for our students. But if you would be so kind to tell them how we can get in, they can get in contact with us.
Sure. So I'll put in the chat box the link to our website and also our email and my email as well, and then our Instagram. So if anybody is interested in joining or referring a student, any one of those channels of communication would be appropriate. And for our club, we had a pause in the summertime because clubs don't normally meet in the summertime, but we're definitely ready to relaunch. And again, the focus here is really on women connecting with other women. So women supporting women, whether that be through a simple conversation that just naturally, organically happens with the various challenges that women are facing, or it could be very intentional, perhaps focusing on leadership opportunities through executive leadership positions in the club. It's very fluid, and we try to really go with what the students need and want at that present moment.
Yeah, I think the other thing that is really important to talk about, what we developed in the sisterhood talks that Dr. Charlin's kind of introduced to our committee, and how we use those sisterhood talks this summer for our week-long program, our Sisterhood Spectacular, and the way that we were able to connect with our students that participated.
Yeah, the sisterhood talks were a hit. And so basically what they were is we had small groups for 5 days every single day, and small groups about 5 to 6 students. And they would meet with their same group every day, but they might have a different facilitator. The facilitators, we had over 30 volunteers, and these are women who are in the community or who work at the community college. And the facilitators were from various departments. They were in faculty roles and staff roles, administrator roles. And it was really beautiful and unique because we didn't have a set topic. We didn't want, because we feel like conversations should just be organic. And when you think about women getting together and having conversations, they generally are organic. And we could talk about the moon one day, and then we could talk about the sun the other day. So we left it very open, and it was a beautiful way for women to be able to connect, make connections, and build relationships and exchange information, and just know that they're not alone, that they are important, and that our school does prioritize women, and we prioritize their success and their degree attainment. Absolutely.
Thank you for shining a light on that.
Thank you. I'll go ahead and put all the information in the chat, and then Yanira and I can also include the information for the CalWorks program as well.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you both joining us today. That's phenomenal information. And I just wanted to get back to the club real quick, because what we've discovered is the City Women Rock Club not only focuses on leadership, but we inspire each other, and we help to ignite dreams within the group that we share time with. And I just want to say that it's been an experience like no other. To be a part of our City Women Rock at San Diego City College. Again, taking care of our students' mind, body, and spirit. Thank you so much for joining us today, Miriam and Yanira, and also about CalWorks, such an important program at San Diego City College, where we meet students exactly where they're at.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Okay, well, I am going to see if let me just, first of all, it's an honor and a privilege. I'm going to, thank you, Miriam, I'm sorry. It's my privilege and honor to introduce somebody. I think that Doc Rivera, he is somebody, he's been tied to the hip with me. He's been like my best friend throughout this entire week-long journey. Not only did he come every single day to present, but he was there the entire time during everybody else's presentations. And what I observed is that he is still a student. And he takes things in. And so without further ado, I'd like to introduce Doc Rivera, and I'm looking for you so I can highlight you. One moment, please.
Am I unmuted? Am I unmuted?
You are unmuted and you are spotlighted and you are ready to go. Thank you so much for joining us again, Doc, for this week-long event. Thanks for hanging in there with us and just being such a gracious person. Appreciate
Hey, you're amazing too, man. You've been here this whole time.
Privilege and
honor. And you still sound and look like a sunrise to me.
Thank you so kindly.
So it's really great to be here with you. Students of City College, it's great to welcome you here. And I'm going to comment, I'm going to build my presentation on some of the things that I heard just now. So you'll see me making some connections that way. But first, I'd like to tell you about this Extended Opportunities Program. Extended Opportunity Programs and Services. That's EOPS. It's a great program that welcomes students. It was an outcome of the civil rights movement right around 1968. So it's been here almost a half a century. Why has it lasted so long? Well, one of the reasons is because it's just been such a success with our students over all this time. So something I'd really like you to take a deep breath. I know you've heard a lot of information. So what information is really important, right? What should you try and remember? Well, I'd like you to just remember this one thing for sure, if it stands out to you. And that is that we are established to go over and above. So think about that, over and above. Kind of let yourself feel that for a moment. So these programs that were described this afternoon, they are everything that they say they are. And yet still, EOPS by law is required to go over and above anything that's offered to you at the college and that we do as part of our program. One of the things that you get when you're accepted into EOPS is priority enrollment, so that you have a schedule that matches your lifestyle. You enroll with the first people to enroll as long as you're a member and a participant in EOPS. We also provide the academic and career counseling, the university transfer, personal counseling. Now, you've heard about these things throughout the day, and yes, what these other programs provide is great as well. And yet, we're required, and we love being creative to find ways to go over and above, to find ways to know you as well. And you would think that everything would be covered with all these wonderful programs, and yet it's been found that there is a need for EOPS, and that's why it still exists. So as a part of that, you also will receive a print card. You don't really need that right now, but that's for printing, about $25. And then also we will provide for the costs of a associate student body membership. And that just allows you to access anything that all students who are very involved at City College want to access, things they might want to do and be a part of. So we paid for that. And that way you're all set to go with whatever you decide you'd like to get connected to. And also sometimes the OPS receives extra funding, and then we're able to provide that to you too. But again, that just happens rarely, but it does happen. Some professors are still using books. Many are not, as we've gone online and we realize how expensive things are. So some of us are writing our own materials and using other resources, a library and so forth, to kind of help save costs there. But for those that might need some books, then there's about $200 here that EOPS will provide you, so that that can help defray the cost of your books. And then working together with you and you with us, we get all excited when you start to reach your milestones, your hallmarks, your achievements, your high points. And then one of those will be graduation. And so we provide the cap and gown and celebrate that with you. And that way you can have that and keep it for life if you choose. And then that we also offer membership to the Honor Society. So many of our students, we're working together with them and put the way our whole program works with all of its parts. Many of our students achieve very highly. And so they become members of the honors program at City. And there's an honors club here, a student honors club, and we will pay for your membership in that as well. Also, there's an EOPS scholarship. And as a member of EOPS, you're able to qualify to compete for that. So this is the web page on the City College website that you're looking at here. And so you can see this information there, but also just to point out, you have here the phone number and the email and the website, and just like was presented to you earlier for other programs. Our hours of operation. So if you want to contact us, there's several ways to do that. And then here's the application. If you want to just click on that, you'll be able to get to the application. And then the application deadline is September 11th. So I'll say that one again. The application deadline is September 11th. So be sure to apply. And then, because most of our students qualify for EOPS here at City College. And these are some of the qualifications. Well, actually, these are the qualifications. Are you a resident of the state of California? Are you taking 12 units or more? Do you qualify for the Board of Governors waiver and the promise grant and things like that? Have you completed less than 70 units? And can we determine that you have some educational barriers to overcome? And I just want to say that everyone has educational barriers to overcome. I mean, I'm a doctor and I still have educational barriers to overcome. And one of them is every time I sit down to take a test, I still get nervous, but I don't get as nervous as I used to. And so I'm much, much, much better at it now. And I remember as I went through college, starting with the community college and learning how to take tests and then reducing that anxiety more and more and more just helped me to do better. And so I still get a little nervous, but not as much as I used to. Anyway, everyone has unique educational barriers. And so what I want to say to you about all this is one big concept. I'd like to leave you with one big concept, because all these details, I mean, I don't know any human that's going to remember all these details and all the details that you've been presented today. So I want you to feel good about that. Like, man, am I supposed to remember all this? No, this is just an introduction. And also so you can get a feeling that this is a place that's set up for you to thrive in. It's set up so that you can develop those dreams that humans have to be something, to be themselves in the world. That's City College, the feeling, and then you are introduced to the information, and then you can hear it several times. And as you get close to it and start to investigate it and maybe want to use the information, that's when you really start to remember it and learn it. So just relax about trying to remember everything today. So the big concept here is apply. Because even if you think you might not qualify, you might. As we look at it, we will do everything we can to answer your questions and look for creative ways to, match you with the best resources on campus. And then there's always an appeal, even when someone says, well, you didn't qualify for something, or something didn't go your way anywhere in the college. There's almost always an opportunity to appeal. And then that way, other people can look at the decisions that were made and the circumstances. And sometimes people can develop more understanding about something. So that's a big concept. Always appeal, always apply. Yeah, if you want to. There's nothing wrong with that, and we encourage it. Okay, let's see, Dottie, is there anything else you think I should cover?
Well, Doc, I think you've done a really great job about covering about the EOPS program and the benefits that students get from it. Would you be so kind to talk about your personal growth class that you teach as well?
Sure, and how much time do we have left?
We probably have about 7 minutes left.
Oh, okay, well, we're doing really well there.
Yay!
So, okay, well then I want to just take another pause. Maybe just kind of roll your shoulders back and roll them forward. Yeah, let's do that again. Take a deep breath, like down from your stomach area, and bring it up to your chest. So, deep breath, roll your shoulders back. Easily roll them forward. Let your breath out slowly. So I wanted us to pause a little bit there and receive more deeply than yesterday, more deeply than 10 minutes ago. That's the really cool thing. We can always continue to grow. Every moment, with every breath, we can grow. That's one of the cool aspects of a human being. We can choose to do that. And that's what personal growth is all about. It kind of centers the idea of growth around which all other things connect. So, for example, your English class or your math class or a procedure or a policy applying to something. Around at the center of that is healthy, liberating, motivating, invigorating growth. And that's what personal growth classes are all about. So we start out with Personal Growth 110. That's transition into college from wherever you're coming from. You're coming back for more skills. You've been out in the workforce for a while. I just met in fact, as we were listening to Women's Rock presentation, a woman who raised her family and her kids are in college and they want her to be in college with them. So she's back in college. And so she's learning all about how this works and what kind of changes she needs to make and to be a college student. So in Personal Growth 110, that's really the focus. What are some of the rules? What are some of the procedures that would, how do you calculate a grade point average? What does an educational plan actually mean? How do you break it down a little bit more? So you spend some time doing that. And as I mentioned, policies and procedures, just kind of getting used to the transition from where you've been to college, which involves some different kinds of self-management. It's kind of reorganizing your life in a different way, including like when you're going to study and what's your environment going to be like. I remember when I was in college, I was from a big family and we had a really small house. And so, I had to figure out when was I going to study. And I figured out that I needed to study at times when certain people in my family weren't around or they were doing other things because they had really big personalities. They were laughing and talking and they liked the radio. And So I had to figure out how to balance my study time and where to do it. So anyway, Personal Growth 110 provides you some time and some guidance with that. Then Personal Growth 120 is a place where you go more deeply into these things. Many of these things were spoken about today, but it's a class for a semester with other students where you get to hear their perspectives and how they're doing things. Students from different cultures, all kinds of genders, binary and non-binary genders. So you get exposed to all kinds of ways of thinking. And there you're looking at relationships, just like what was mentioned. What are the skills and habits to develop healthy relationships? What about your personality? Who are you really? We've been doing things that our parents taught us to do or told us to do, or we think that we see on TV, or there's a lot of pressure from our own cultures. And so this gives you a time to step back and look at your personality. Who are you really? What are the tools of personality? How can you develop all the aspects of your personality? Of course, this isn't going to happen in one day or 1 year. It's a lifetime journey, but there you learn the tools that you can take with you for a lifetime. And then you can begin actually incorporating them into your English class, your chemistry class. And when you do that, the research shows that your mind turns on. As you liberate your personality, as you liberate your emotional strength, your mind turns on. You're freer to study. So for example, when we're scared or tired or angry, then as you know as well as I do, it's hard to study. It's hard to focus. So we learn those tools in Personal Growth 120. And then Personal Growth 130, we still cover some of those things. What do you really care about? What are your values? There's like 300, excuse me, 300 values that we can name. But what are your top 5 or 6? And how do you incorporate those into a possible career or a possible major? And then we know most of us thought, well, gee, if I have to choose a major. Financial aid wants me to choose a major, and I don't really know what to take. So you're 18, 19, 20, 21. How are you supposed to decide what you're really going to be liking when you're 50 or 40? It's kind of a big challenge for young people. So it's really cool because research has also found, and when you study the resources in Personal Growth 130, that one major can actually be adapted to 150, 200 different careers. Isn't that amazing? And that's just an average or an example. There, some don't, some do, but certainly anything you learn in any major has transferable skills and transferable knowledge. It can go into different places. And then students do change their majors as well. So I just want you to relax again, take a deep breath. When you choose a major, it's just the beginning of you starting to think through that. When you take Personal Growth 130, you actually go more deeply into that. You have an opportunity to think about it a little bit more, talk about it, hear what other students are doing, do some research. And what's really cool in all the classes, in mine in particular, I'm just thinking of mine because I know mine best, you walk away with 12 tool sets, 12 tools. And those tools, you can use them like the alphabet, right? 27 letters. You can use those letters in so many ways to write so many different things, to read so many different things. Same with these 12 tools. They will apply to how you navigate your career over a lifetime. So when you're 25, 35, 45, 55, you can use those tools again and again and again and get better at navigating your career. So that's Personal Growth 130. And then Personal Growth 140, that's when we go really deeply into the soul. What are your dreams? What was that dream that you had as a child that you said, well, for all kinds of reasons now I'm using my brain, not possible, not realistic. Martin Luther King had a dream and he thought it wasn't realistic either. And today we're approaching the realization of that dream. Barack Obama, everybody said he could not be president of the United States. There's no way. Even his best friend said that. I read his story. So I'm familiar with some of the things that happened to him. But it was his dream, and he really thought he needed to do it. He really thought it was for him to do. And of course, we know he became the first Black president in the United States. And of course, we've got to say, we've got our first woman of color as a vice president, running for vice president of the United States. So things happen. Each of us is unique. And so in Personal Growth 140, there's a lot of tools about how to develop and surface that uniqueness. And again, as we do that, we get excited, we get motivated about what we're doing. Then our classes have more personal meaning. They mean something. It's not just like putting information in our head and taking a test and then it's all over. We actually learn how to take what we're learning and personalize it so that it means something. And when we do that, we actually release an energy inside us that's amazing. I have one more thing I'd like to say, if there's still more time. Lori, is there still more time?
We are a couple minutes over, and our.
Oh, it's okay then. Let's leave it for when I meet these wonderful students.
Well, I think that was such a warm welcome, Doc. Thank you so much for breaking things down and putting context into how you teach and how students can learn and tap into. I think what I took away the most was dreaming big. And so to continue to dream big. Thank you so much for being with us this week. Appreciate you so much, Doc. I hope you get some rest this weekend.
Hey, you too. And you too, students.
Thank you so much. So our next presentation, I wanted to introduce, it's actually a student club. And so it's my pleasure to introduce Caitlin Millar. And I think she's brought some other students with her. And so this is our Philo City Club at San Diego City College. So I'll go ahead and throw it to you, Caitlin, and let you have the floor. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, thank you for having us. Yes, my name's Caitlin. This is Graham and Brooke, my other officers of Philosophy. So I'm just going to give a little introduction and talk about what we do in our club. So we basically discuss philosophical dilemmas and how they are kind of intertwined with our current social justice issues. We've been established for almost 3 years and we want to continue growing as a club. We're currently looking into our chartered status, but we have been chartered in the past. So we're looking for students of all majors to join us and provide our club with diverse and unique views. We want to make philosophy accessible to many students, not just philosophy majors. And we're really committed to providing an environment that is inclusive, stimulating, and educational for students to discuss their views without interruption, as well as listen to their peers' views without judgment. So we do have a strict zero tolerance policy for hate speech or of any kind. And we just ask everyone to show up with their opinions and keep them respectful. We're also looking for a treasurer currently. So we need a student to fill that position. So if anyone that is here is looking for that or knows somebody, please pass along the word. It's a great opportunity for student leadership. It looks great on a transfer app. And you would be joining a really cool team of students. So yeah, we are hoping you guys join us. We'll, Brooke later on will have our links and everything on how you can get information later on about our Zoom meetings and stuff. But yeah, we would really love for everyone to join us. So thank you.
Thank you. Graham, shall I head it your way? Okay, perfect. So Graham, thanks so much for joining us, and I'll go ahead and spotlight you so you can give your presentation. Thanks again.
All right. So my name is Graham, and I'm a philosophy major, and I'm the vice president of the Philosophy Club here on City College. And we, like Caitlin said, we talk about a lot of interesting topics, and really you can get philosophical about all sorts of different topics, like social or more abstract or anything really. We have meetings this semester will be every month, and we have some discussions planned for this semester. And my experience in this club has been really great. I've been a member since the club started, and at first I wasn't sure about joining because I had never been a part of a club before, but it turned out to be a really great experience. I learn a lot from our discussions. I've met a lot of great people. We have a number of really great philosophy professors here on campus that our club is involved with. In fact, 2 of them are our advisors. And if you're interested in philosophy, or just, even if it's just a small passing interest, or if you're taking a philosophy class, I highly recommend you check us out and join us for one of our discussions. So, yeah.
Thank you, Graham. I think that I think what I'm getting from you, and I know this to be true, is that when students are connected through additional activities outside of their academics, like joining a club, it's a better way to connect, and you get to know each other better, and probably do better in class, you know, more apt to complete your classes and do well.
Yeah, my whole experience here at City has really improved after I started getting involved with clubs and activities. So I definitely recommend it.
Thank you so much. We're so happy that you're here. And thanks for coming today. And Brooke, I'm going to go ahead and spotlight you so you can do your introduction.
Perfect. Hi, my name is Brooke Castro. I'm the secretary for Philosophy. I'm not a philosophy major. I just took a philosophy class last semester, actually, and it really, like Graham said, sparked my interest. It wasn't like a passion of mine. You know, my passion definitely lies in the history department, but it was definitely something that I wanted to get involved in. And I think community college is very interesting. You know, there's a lot of people of all ages, all ethnicities, just everyone's there and has a lot to offer. But I think with people transferring out, some students being full-time, some part-time, it can be really difficult to find a sort of home base. And I mean, that was what I was experiencing. And by joining philosophy, I feel like I've really found my home base and a really strong sense of community. And we also like to provide an environment that is respectful. Like Caitlin was saying, we're open and have great discussions, but we like to keep them, of course, appropriate. So we do meet once a month via Zoom, and we have an additional meeting every other month. That's more of an informal and social meeting, more of just a getting to know you, kind of to humanize the situation that we're all going through right now. If anyone is interested, they can sign up for our Remind 101 text messages to send out the links. That's how we will get in communication with the members. So if anyone's interested, you text 81010 to Philoci, which is PHILOCI. So if anyone is interested, we would love if you would join. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And we'll be determining next week when we meet with our Interclub Council President, Eduardo Delgado, so that you guys can know when we'll start having our ICC meeting soon. I thank you all so much for joining us today. Is there anything else that you'd like to tell the students who are viewing right now?
I think we said it all. Thank you so much, Lori.
Well, we appreciate you so much, Caitlin. And are you the president this year?
Yes, I'm the president currently.
Oh, perfect. Well, welcome back, right? And I hope hope you get lots of new membership, and I look forward to seeing you at the Interclub Council meetings and the like.
Sure. Great. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate you all.
Thanks.
You're welcome. So I'm looking for our next presenter, and she's here, a colleague of mine, and she's my pleasure to introduce Dr. Jocelyn Hill. She's with our counseling department. Are you ready to begin, Jocelyn? If I can share, there you
Yes,
are.
I am ready, and wonderful to see you all this evening. And I do have a colleague of mine, Miss Georgina Garcia, who is our department chair counselor, that I would like to introduce as well. And she will be here to support me and our departments. So we're coming from a perspective of counseling and evaluations, and we're just so happy that you all can join us this evening. So I would like to begin by showing you what evaluations department has to offer, and definitely would go into, we're going to start with the counseling piece, because the first interaction will definitely have the interaction with the counselor and our counseling department. So Ms. Garcia, if you are ready to share how do you support our students and our counseling department supports our students, take it away, and then I will join in to say how the evaluations department supports our students.
Sorry, forgot to unmute myself.
Perfect.
Good evening, everybody, or afternoon, late afternoon. I forget what time it is of the day when I'm stuck in my room all day long. Welcome to City College. We are very, very excited to have you with us this fall semester. Welcome back for those of you that are coming back that were here last semester. We have a lot of great services available for you in the counseling department where I'm representing counseling and personal growth. And so I wanted to share with you guys our website, because that's pretty much the best place to start when you're looking for our services, trying to find out more about our services. There's a lot of information on our website to help you, kind of guide you to see where you need to go to get your questions answered, to give you information on how to request a session with the counselor. We also have other resources available for you on the, if you scroll down the page, there's some videos that we want you to watch to help you prepare for your appointment. We have a YouTube channel that we strongly recommend that you visit, because there's a lot of great videos on there to help you kind of navigate all different parts of how to register, for example, how to look for your milestones, just a lot of really great guidance for you. If you're wanting to know about prerequisite clearances or just kind of other resources, here you can click on to get the general education requirements, depending on what it is that you're planning to do. If you're here at City to get an associate's degree, or if you'd like to transfer to the California State University or the University of California, you can look up resources here that at least guide you and show you what general education classes you will need to get. And then, as I mentioned, we also represent the personal growth department. We offer 4 personal growth classes, all wonderful classes that are taught by our amazing counselors, great faculty that teach these classes with love and with understanding, especially now the way things have been going with COVID. They provide a lot of flexibility. Our goal is to see you succeed. We're not here to see you fail, right? We want to help you. We want to help you succeed. We want to help you reach your educational goals. We want to help you be the best person that you can be, whatever your goals are. So we still have a few sections that are available, that are still open for this semester that started this week. You do have until next Friday, August 28th, to add and drop classes. So as long as you can get a hold of that permission number or the ad code from your instructor, then you're good. You just want to go into your portal and go ahead and process it and officially add the class. So go into your portal, go to the search button, look up personal growth courses, and you can see everything that we have available. We have quite a few classes available that start in October. So the second 8-week session, a lot of great courses, great instructors. So I highly recommend that you check us out. The website does have information on the 4 courses that we offer in terms of some course descriptions to see which one works best for you. You can take 1, you can take 2, you can take all 4. It's really up to you. Our courses do fulfill a general education requirement for transfer to the CSU. You can take Personal Growth 120 and 130 and 140. They all transfer to the CSU. Personal Growth 120 transfers to the University of California. And so does our Personal Growth 110. So definitely check out the website so you can learn more information about what we offer. If you're looking to register, oh, I'm sorry, we also have a frequently asked questions website. Strongly, strongly, strongly recommend that you check it out because probably a lot of your questions are going to be here that you can get answers for. If you can't find your answer, if your question isn't here and you can't find the answer, then certainly visit our online counseling website so that you can learn about different ways that you can meet with a counselor. You can ask the e-counselor, submit an email to get your questions answered. Just know that we can't review any personal academic records in your email for confidentiality reasons. So we ask that you submit a very general counseling question. If you do though want to meet with a counselor, we have two options available right now. We have drop-in counseling sessions, which are kind of quick question kind of sessions. Questions that require that will have a quick answer is probably a better way to promote it. Usually the sessions last anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes. And it's really more about helping you, with your immediate needs. Do you need to find more classes for the fall semester? Do you have a hole? Do you need to clear a prerequisite? Do you need to get reinstated to the campus? Those are kind of the real good reasons to meet with the counselor during a drop-in session. Our live e-appointments are our longer appointments where you can sit down with the counselor and kind of carefully, thoroughly create your education plan, review your education plan, talk about your career goals, talk about your academic goals, and then we'll have a good long discussion with you about what would be the best path for you to follow. If you don't know what major you want to choose or you don't know what you want to be when you grow up yet, this would be a great time for you to meet with the counselor and work on that and identify those courses that you're going to need to be able to reach your goals. Now, like as I mentioned right now, our focus is really on helping students take care of their immediate needs. We have a very high demand and our availability, unfortunately, is not a lot. We don't have a lot of appointments available, but starting the first week of September and after the holiday, our availability will definitely open up. We tend to slow down once the beginning of the semester is over. It's not as busy, and so we will have quite a few appointments available for you at that time. So don't give up if you're trying to schedule an appointment and you can't see somebody. You keep getting a no appointments available message. Don't give up. Keep trying every day. And as I mentioned, we will have a lot more availability starting the second week of September, second week of September. So don't hesitate to come back and check on availability, and I'm sure we'll be able to find a spot for you. So that's all I have. Jocelyn, did you want to add anything else?
I'm going to say thank you, Georgina. And yes, I'm sure all of our new students, you've had a lot of information this week. So we welcome you, and we just really want to stress the importance that we are here for you. Don't give up. We are available. And I'm going to go back and share our counseling website because I want to point out that we do have a counseling telephone number that if you need additional support, you just can't really figure it out because it is a lot right now. I ask that you go to our website and give me one moment, please. I'm gonna share our website again with you to make sure that you all have our counseling number. And I can ask Ms. Georgina if she'll put it in the chat for you so you're available for it. I'll read it out for you. It is 619-894-6118. Please reach out to us. We are here to support you on your academic journey. You are not alone in this journey. We're all in this together, and we want to make sure that you are successful. And like Ms. Garcia explained, yes, it is a high demand time for us, so 1 hour appointments may not be available, but we are here to help you find additional resources that are available for you. So please come reach out to us. You can email us, you can contact us by our telephone number at this time, and just know that we can support you. And I know there may be some of you out there that is not brand new, that have maybe questions regarding, I took a class somewhere else, I have a transcript that need to be evaluated. So I'm going to direct your attention to our evaluations website, which is our evaluations campus. It is totally different from if you're talking to one of our district evaluators. As Ms. Georgina, our counselor, explained to you, our department chair, evaluations requires you to meet with one of our counselors if you have a petition that needs to be reviewed. And you can see on our website here is all the petitions that you can submit. What is the great thing about it right now, even though we're operating remotely, you still can submit these forms electronically. And I'm going to point your attention out to how you may do that. You see here, we have a variety of forms that now are available online. And we ask that you submit them electronically. And that is after you've met with the counselor. As you see on our district website, we have a direct link to these form submissions. On the website, it gives you how to submit them. It gives you a video walkthrough, how to submit your forms, how to sign them electronically. So I recommend that each student look at this website, get familiar with how to submit the forms. So it's a lot of forms, not only for evaluations, but it's also admissions forms that are available for you to submit electronically. Then we go down, okay, what does evaluation offer for us? You scroll all the way down, you see where it says counseling evaluation forms. These forms may apply to you, but it's very important that you check in with one of our academic counselors because they are the ones that will be able to review these forms with you. So here it says, have you met with academic counselor? If you select no, and then it's going to push back, you see you don't have these forms available for you and you would need to call our office to get further directions. So if you say yes, that means you're saying I met with the counselor and this is what they recommend for me to do to fill out one of these forms. So just be mindful of that. If you select no, it's going to tell you that you need to meet with one of our counselors first. So I would recommend that you start with our counseling department first. So as Ms. Georgina said to you, you go onto our website, you access our quick question session times, which is more available as quick questions to help you fill out this form. Is not the opportunity right now is to get you in classes. So that's what we're here for. We're helping you get your journey started, your academic journey. So please don't feel that you are by yourself in this. We're in it together and we want to make sure that you're successful at the end. So I hope that you reach out to us and know that we're here to support you. And we're so happy that you've chosen to be a part of our family. Have a good evening.
Thank you, Jocelyn. Thank you, Georgina. Is there anything that either one of you want to add before you all leave?
Not really. Just looking forward to seeing and meeting everybody either virtually or when we get back to campus. Excited to meet you all and hear about your goals and help you to reach your educational and career life goals.
Well, thank you both for joining us this evening. We appreciate you both and thank you for being so warm-hearted to our students, for our new and returning students. If they don't know, this is a very nice welcome to let them know that we want them here and they landed at the best college in California and the nation, the City College Cares. Thank you so much for being here. You both enjoy your weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you. You too. And thank you for having us. And yes, we do care and we're great. We're a great campus. I can't promote City enough. We're the best. So please, thank you.
Thank you all so much. Take care. Get some rest this weekend.
Okay, you too. Thanks, Lori.
Thank you. Bye-bye. And so I want to transition into our next presentation. I couldn't be more joyful than to have it to be a student club because I happen to be very, very fond of student clubs. And so we have a lot of members in SACNAS. And where should I go first? Tell me who I should. Diane, because you're the one that reached out. Oh, Diani, thank you. And Diani, I know you. In fact, I know several of you. So let me know when to change the spotlight, okay? And to whom? I will start.
Hey, I am Diani. We are actually hoping that Austin Portnouse, I think is how you say his last name, could have ability to share screen.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Well, good evening, folks. Welcome. We'll introduce ourselves first, give a little background about what we do, how we strengthen ourselves as aspiring STEM majors, and what SACNAS does for us. So my name is Diani Melgarejo, and I'm a pre-med student.
Hi, everybody. My name is Arturo Baza. I actually go by Archie, and I'm a mechanical engineering major.
Hi, everyone. My name is Austin Portnez, and I'm an aerospace engineering major.
Hello, everyone. I am Anaí Mendez. I am from Tijuana, Mexico, and my major is environmental engineering. Hey, guys. I'm Naomi Webb, and my major is aerospace engineering.
And we represent the San Diego City College SACNAS chapter. So SACNAS is a national organization, and it stands for the Society for Advancement of Chicanos and Native Americans in Science. Our chapter is composed of motivated students from different STEM disciplines, different cultural backgrounds, coming together to promote STEM for our communities. We are an active science club with ample opportunities to take your professional game to the next level. Archie, could you tell us a little bit about what we do as a club?
Yes, thank you, Danny. So let me go ahead and talk to you about the outreach that we do and how we do it. San Diego City College SACNAS is a very rich community that is built with new cohorts each semester along the way to help prolong the existence of this chapter. But this chapter, it has one thing that is very, very energetic. So we have to find a way to dissipate this energy. And a couple of ways that we do this is by doing outreach in our communities. And we also talk to 4- and 2-year institutions and network with them as well. And we also partner up with our local organizations, but we also do this via our local news stations to help us promote to different spaces that we cannot reach, but broadcasting can definitely do. Engaging a very diverse demographic and equity-minded, where we meet people, everyone, like on the needs of where they're at, of their knowledge of the specific topic that we might be talking to, which gives everyone a sense of belonging that our booth or our chapter is very inclusive and informative. So we are a very STEM club driven, and we like to build easy, affordable, and environmental friendly science demonstrations to teach cultural relevant science to kids of all ages. Also that includes parents and grandparents, because that builds a pipeline in their families that channels the science to the next generation. So the next one, Austin, please.
Thanks, Archie. Good evening, everyone. Here at SACNAS San Diego City College, we believe in the idea that everyone, regardless of who they are, can succeed if they're given the resources to do so. Our members are extremely motivated and very active in the pursuits of STEM opportunities and the STEM field. We are constantly discussing and introducing new opportunities to each other to enrich each of our community college experiences, and we're pushing each other to reach our goals. These things include, but are certainly not limited to, like internships, research opportunities, we do, and we even have opportunities for employment. And as far as internships go, for example, a few of our members actually have gotten invited to NASA sites to participate in engineering challenges. And that taught us a lot about the aerospace industry, how to get into that field, getting NASA mentors, stuff like that. It's a really good experience. And our members are very familiar with things like that. And making those professional contacts is really important. And speaking of making connections, we work really hard for our members, but we also know how to have a good time. We always check in on each other especially during this synchronous, asynchronous online modality of learning. In relation to that, we're also committed to helping people find connections that could improve their vision or outlook on some of their goals, and discussing new and measurable ways to achieve those goals. The power is with the people, and we're definitely here to help. And with that, I will pass it over to Anaí.
All right. Thank you, Austin. Hello, everyone. I wanted to share with you my experience with San Diego City College SACNAS. It was through this club that I got the opportunity to volunteer and receive training with San Diego Audubon Society. SACNAS and the Audubon Society have been partners for a couple of months now, and we have collaborated in different projects together. Personally, I got to be a conservation team leader where I got hands-on experience with habitat restoration projects and also learned about native plants and birds of San Diego. In addition to this, I started an advocacy training with campaign managers that
that from the National, sorry about that, from the National Audubon Society instructed us on how to run an efficient advocacy campaign. We also got training from SDSU law professors and other executives from local nonprofit organizations. I also started my journey with environmental activism. I took part in one of the rallies that the Audubon Society organized in support for the Rewald Mission Bay project, and I got to write an op-ed supporting this project as well. As a future environmental engineer, getting this experience has been invaluable for me. If I hadn't joined SACNAS, I probably wouldn't have started my journey in activism as strongly as I did. Being part of this diverse group of strong and passionate people has helped me to achieve my personal and professional goals. So I just wanted to share that by joining SACNAS, you can find opportunities to increase your experience and connections as well. Now Naomi will share a little bit more about her experience on what SACNAS has done for her.
Thank you, Anahi. Hey guys, much like Anahi, it was through SACNAS that I felt ready to take on new opportunities. STEM can sometimes be a field with not too much representation, but by being in SACNAS, I've learned that people like me deserve to be heard and deserve to take up space in these fields. Being a part of the school has inspired me with the confidence and as a voice. One of the opportunities I took would be the NCAS program. NCAS stands for NASA Community College Aerospace Scholars. It is an intensive 4-day program that gives students an opportunity to learn about what the experience of scientists and engineers working at a NASA center is like. It involved a robotics competition where we were faced with obstacles and other structural challenges. Being in SACNAS taught me a lot about teamwork and rolling with the punches and just working together to achieve a common goal. The NCAS program strongly emphasized teamwork under pressure. So without being in this club, I don't think I would have felt as prepared otherwise. Even now, like in this new scary digital world, this club continues to give me a sense of community that helps me feel just as engaged as if we were on campus. Joining this club was one of the best decisions I've ever made, and I hope it inspires you guys to join too. I'll pass it over to Archie.
Archie, you're muted.
Sorry, thank you for letting me know. It just happens, yeah. So I said by a show of hands, who here has been to a science conference or has heard about a science conference? Okay, see a couple thumbs up. Okay, and it's okay if you haven't heard about a science conference or haven't been attended to a science conference, because me a couple years back, I had no idea what a science conference was, and so I had no attendance. So one thing about National SACNAS, that they have a national diversity in STEM conference that happens every fall, every year of the fall. And personally, I have been to a couple of them, and I want to tell you that it has been the most amazing experience to me. It's kind of like if you go to Disneyland, but for the most part, it's geared for everyone who is curious about science or STEM, or you can kind of like say STEAM as well too, because art is definitely embedded all over this conference, as you can see in some of the photos, how beautiful the displays are. And if you go to the conference there, like it's so amazing, you'll be just like taking pictures of like some of the artwork that you have there. But besides the beauty, there are more opportunities than your human eye will ever be able to see, because some of these ones need a lot of plenty of digging, kind of like looking for diamonds. And those diamonds are usually like finding mentors at these conferences that are willing to work with you alongside your career path, your success, and your falls. Other opportunities that this conference usually brings are kind of like opportunities for internships, on-site job positions, research opportunities, a lot of college and university information, and lastly, opportunity to network with any individual of your choice. Like for example, if you see some of the pictures here, I was able to network with some scientist named Corey, that he was the one that helped out discover the gravitational waves. It's a new era for the cosmos and the universe. Scientists that discover that stuff. Pretty amazing. And this conference is so unique because it has a different twist to it. It has something that when SACNAS goes to different places, like different states here in the United States, everywhere they go, like where they host, they always invite the indigenous people, the cultures from that part of the region. And so they can bring us with their blessings, their guidance, their wisdom, which takes you to years of history to reflect that we in this world are responsible for everyone's stories to be heard. And that way we hear from our ancestors who have been living for like more years than us in this land. And this is what something that's really beautiful. Austin, if you can go to the next slide. And then this year it's going to be something that's going to be unique because due to the pandemic, we're going to be going to the first virtual conference, which is something that is going to be very different but very exciting because there's still an opportunity to network with these individuals. And Deanne, if you want to talk to you a little bit about the community college day, please.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Archie. There's so much information and so many opportunities available right here at your fingertips at your school in this virtual setting. I'm excited for our virtual conference and our free community college day, free registration, folks, where we can see folks who look like us and speak our language represented in powerful, inspiring positions in STEM fields. This is an amazing opportunity. So please reach out to find out more information about us. We would love for you to join us. We'd love to chat with you. Like Archie said, you can hit us up in the chat box on YouTube. You can follow us on Instagram, send us an email. We're excited to meet you and help you boost your STEM journey to the next level. So our Zoom room meetings are Mondays at 2:15. Thank you very much for your time.
Is Dr. Levy still on?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, you are amazing. Your students are amazing. Do you want to say anything before you all conclude?
Just to reiterate, yes, they are truly fantastic. They're amazing. They're so enthusiastic. They always bring the energy, and I couldn't be prouder of them. And we're really looking for new members. We're always looking for new members. We're a fun group. We get a lot of work done, but we also have a lot of fun. So absolutely reach out to us. Check us out on Instagram. Send us an email. Stop by our Zoom meetings. We'd love to see some new faces.
Thank you so much. Let me just say that this club is extremely active at San Diego City College. They are getting into all kinds of things, and I appreciate the enthusiasm that you all brought today with you to share, because I am confident that the students that are viewing live right now can feel you. And so I want to thank each of you for sharing your personal experiences, as well as, you know, what to look forward to. So I know that our students will just be full of joy. I can see it in each one of you, how you've grown, because I've seen many of you throughout last year, last semester, and you guys just totally rock. I'm so proud of all of you. Thank you for joining us this afternoon.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
There's no better way to end than being all the students here talking to other students. So I really appreciate you all. Your presentation was outstanding. Thank you so much. So let me ask you, viewers out there, are you ready for City? Are you ready for what City has to offer? Because we are ready for you. And it's very evident in all the voices that you heard of today. It's very evident in the voices that you're seeing here in the students' faces. We want you here at City, and we thank you for choosing City. And before we conclude, I would be remiss if I didn't mention and thank the entire Virtual Welcome Week Planning Committee for this week-long journey of everything that is City. So I want to thank you all for helping me to put this together and for all your contributions. It's been quite a week. We want you to be inspired, students, and we look forward to you sharing your educational journey with us at City. We are City. You rock. City totally rocks. So we'll see you on campus, virtually speaking. Take care and have a great weekend, everybody. Thanks again for choosing City. Good night.